Hello everyone, my name is Yuri from Mouse, and we are here for the Spa 24, or the special event track guide. One of the biggest iRacing events of the year. Lot of fun to drive, and we don't know at the time of recording this exactly what the forecast will be, but I think it will be mixed conditions. Today we're going to drive in the dry. If you want to have a look at how the wet conditions are, we also did a guide for the sprint series, which was in the dark and the wet. So if you want to be best prepared, make sure to look at both of them. In this one, we're driving the Ford Mustang. First time we're driving this. Again, we don't know exactly the bob yet, but it's a very, very nice car, very stable car to drive around here. I think it'll be a very nice choice for a lot of teams. And without further ado, let's get into it and see how we drive. Alright, so here we are. End of the lap. Very, very heavy car. Running endurance fuel and the Mustang, which is a big car to begin with. Hopefully it gets a good bob for here. Start of race conditions. If it's dry, it's quite hot. Want to brake just after the dirt. On the left side, set up for a good exit. And then we got our Rouge. Our Rouge is easy flat. Just want to hold the wheel as straight as we can. To scrub off as little speed as possible. Then we get to Le Com. And I want to brake on the curb on the left side and clip all the curbs. So I want to clip the right hand curb. Clip the left hand curb. Open up the next right hander. And clip the curb again. The brake on the left side here. Keep it patient here. Very easy to make the car run wide. Open up no name. I'll do the same for Puron. Open it up completely. And back on the power early. Brake from the left hand side. Keep it tight. Bring it over to the curb on the inside here. Open up Stavolo. Like to set up for a good exit. Stavolo 2 should be easy flat. Then we got our run up to Blanchimont, which in the dry as well is easy flat. To bus stop, and we're looking again at the markers on the road. The dust here. Bring the car to the inside. Set up for a good exit. And that's the lap around Spa and the Mustang. Alright, so here we are, start of the lap. And we'll just bring the car over to the left hand side. Better look from the outside cam. We just follow the white line here. We want to get to the white line quite early to just have it easy. Look at the braking points. What I use here is this marker on the road and this marker, and I want to brake right around the middle. If I'm looking at the left here, it's too far to the left side for me to keep like the apex in peripheral vision. So I want to look on the track and I brake right in the middle of that. Then you want to turn in late. You don't want to start braking to the inside. It feels fast to brake a bit later and start braking to the inside. But we have a very, very long straight coming up, so you want to turn in late here. Bring the car to the inside, and the moment you get to this point where the car compresses into the road, you want to be back on the power and use that compression as nice traction out of the corner. Then we got to run up to Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge again, it's just easy flat and dry. So we want to make sure to limit our inputs on the wheel. Have the inputs as low as possible, go as straight as you can over the curbs as well. If you turn too much, it scrubs off a bit of speed and it can cost you up to half a tenth or even a full tenth. Got to run to the Lecom now over camera straight. And you can do one of two things here. You can follow the white line as well. Or what I like to do is brake in a straight line onto this curb so that we end up with the car, half a car on the curb, and we end up extending the entry to the corner a bit. It is a bit more tricky, and we have to brake a tiny bit earlier because we can't brake in a straight line. So both lines end up going around the same speed. It's a bit quicker if you nail this line onto the curb. That's what I like to do. Brake right when I hit the curb, bring it over to the left side, and slowly start making it over to the inside. And make sure your car hits the inside runoff here. So over the red and white curb onto the runoff on the right side. And we want to repeat the same thing on the left side. You don't want to exit too far to the left side here. Exit from the middle. Small tap on the brake to help the car rotate. And again, go over the curb here. You want to exit around this center line here. So a good reference point, I think, is to, when you look back in the replay and see if you went too wide, is to see if the car's touching this middle of the road line here. As long as it's still touching this or very, very close to it, you're doing it good. If you run too wide here on the right-hand side, you're going to sacrifice the entry to the right-hander coming up right after. So you want to go all the way to the left side here. You can even touch the curb, but touching this curb, you have to be careful. It can spin your car around. It's a bit like the curbs of Suzuka, if you've driven that track. Again, to the inside here, we use this runoff on the inside. Quickly on the power. We can run all the way on the left side here on the red and white curb. This is not an off track. And we got Brazil. Want to brake all the way on the left side here. And if anything, you want to point your car a bit towards the apex because there's a very short braking zone here. And the braking zone is going downhill. So we need to start turning in very, very quickly after going full brake. If you point your car a tiny bit toward the apex, it just helps with the time you want to start turning in. So as you can see here, we start turning in early, slowly get the car to the inside, and this corner just keeps going. And it's a bit cambered towards the outside, and sometimes it's also referred to as understeer corner. So we have to be very, very careful. Try to keep the car rotated with the brakes on entry, and a very, very patient middle of the corner, very, very patient middle of the corner, as you can see. I'm still nowhere near the throttle, even though we've been in the corner for quite a while. But try to keep that rotation in the car, and only on the exit, I can slowly start building up the throttle, but again, not full throttle immediately, and slowly build it up to the outside. Then we get to no name. You want to brake on the right-hand side curb. There's a lot of time that you can gain by braking all the way on the curb here, and that time is in the corner exit of no name. Want to open it up as much as we can. Then you have the runoff on the inside here. Some people use it. I like to drive around the curb and only take the low bit of the curb here to not upset the car that much. Both lines end up going about the same speed. So if you're used to going on this runoff here, it's also a good line. It also depends on your car and the setup. What we need to focus on though is making sure we get a good exit and running all the way with the left side tires to this drain pipe here. You want to get as close to that as you can while being on the limit to maximize that corner exit speed. Then we got Pujon. And on Pujon, we want to brake as close to the grass as we can on the curb as we're consistently comfortable with. So, especially because it's a 24-hour race, if you're going to go off 1 in 100 times braking on close to the grass here, you can't brake as close to the grass. So whatever you're consistently comfortable with braking here, you should do. One thing to note is that a bit of the tire hits the grass, you won't feel it that much. It's only if you're completely on the grass with 2 tires that you'll start going straight. So open up the corner as much as we can, bring the car to the inside, and make sure that the car's rotating on the brakes here. If you can see, my car's already pointing towards the corner because I've used the brakes here to rotate the car, which is really important because when I want to go into throttle here and the car's still understeering or pushing into the corner, we have to wait until here till we can go back on power. But if we did it well in the entry and the car's got rotation, we can go back into the power here already and almost go flat out at the point where you normally need to wait to go back on power. And we want to brake from the left side. And again, you can either brake straight on the curb here or brake a bit towards the inside because there's a very short braking zone. Both end up working quite nice. Make your way to the inside here. Even a bit closer to the curb here is ideal. Then either small lift in the middle here or tap on the brakes. Make your way up into the runoff on the inside here. That makes the car rotate quite nicely. And back into the power. And again, left side tires close to the drain pipe here to optimize that exit speed. And here, similar as the entry to Pujon, we want to be as close to the grass as we consistently can be. Tap on the brake to the inside, and this is the last time you're not full throttle all the way to the bus stop. And what that means is we want to sacrifice the entry a bit and make sure we get a good exit from here. And run with your right side tires, again close to the drain pipe. Stavler 2 should be easy flat. I got to run to Blanchimont. Again, it's easy flat and dry. Blanchimont as well. Small steering inputs, but it should be easy flat. Gone are the days that this is a very tricky corner on super low wing. Maybe if you really push it on the wing, this is still a tricky corner, but the cars have become a lot more stable in the last couple of years around this corner. And then we got the last chicane of braking, and what I like to use as braking point is this point here on the road. Again, there is a 150 marker all the way on the left side, but if I'm here and I need to start braking and I'm looking all the way here, I'm not seeing exactly where I'm heading on the track. So what I'm using is this marker here on the road. The dirt that's on the road is always going to be the same. Don't use the shadows because the shadows obviously change. These dirt markers are going to be the same all the way in the race. And then we want to brake either parallel to the white line or straight onto the curb like I'm doing here to open up the corner a tiny bit. Bus stop is not very straightforward. You want to exit from or entry from the left side and make sure you exit in the middle, not all the way to the left side here. What I like to take as a reference point is I want to start turning left, at least again on the middle of the road line here. Here I had a really tight exit. That means I can take a very nice entry to the left-hander and a nice exit from there. Left side tires to the drainage pipe. And the reason we want to stay to the right side here is because you can see the track goes down a bit. And we can use that to get a nice entry to the last chicane. If we're already all the way down here, it takes a lot to turn the car around the inside curb, and we're going to sacrifice not only mid-corner speed, but also exit speed. And from there, we just run to the line and start all over again, and we keep doing this for 24 hours. Right, so there we go. Very nice car around a very nice track. I have to say this combo was really nice. It really surprised me. The car is very stable to drive. Will be nice on the road. These conditions, while tricky, it might rain as well. So again, if you want to watch the rain video, we also did one for the sprint series. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys for the next one.